welcome to Maths online class. Today we discuss how to use probability of an event formula to problems. Okay. Before going to that, I'll explain you how to use that probability of an event formula through an example. Okay. Probability of an event that is given by this formula, that number of trials in which event E has happened dividing by total number of trials. We take one example that is tossing a coin 50 times. Suppose a coin is tossed 50 times and while tossing a coin 50 times, suppose you get 20 times head and 30 times tail on that coin. Then suppose you take event E. Event is denoted by the letter E. Suppose you take event E, that is getting head, then how to calculate probability of getting head? Probability of getting head, that we write like this: P of getting head. Okay, P of E, that is equal to, according to that formula, how we can write here? Number of trials. Now trials means here number of tosses. Okay, how many times we tossed the coin? 50 times. So number of trials is 50. Okay, so here are trials means here tosses. Okay, number of tosses in which head appears on the coin. Head appears dividing by total number of trials. Total number of trials. Trials means now tosses. Okay, total number of tosses, that is equal to number of tosses in which head appears. You know that here 20, in the 20 tosses you got head, means number of tosses in which head appears is 20 dividing by total number of tosses. Total there are 50 tosses. Okay, so dividing by 50, and here 0 0 you can cancel. So what is the answer? That is 2 by 5. This is the probability of getting head in this experiment. That is tossing a coin 50 times. In that 20 times you are getting head and 30 times you are getting tail. In that experiment we calculated a probability of getting head. Probability of getting head means in how many tosses you got head, that you have to write in numerator place, dividing by how many tosses you done, that in the denominator place. Okay, so 20 by 50, that gives you 2 by 5. Same type of, suppose you are given event E, that is getting a tail, then how you calculate the probability of getting tail? For that same experiment only. According to that formula, what is P of E now? Number of trials. Trials is now tosses. Number of tosses in which event E has happened, means tail appears on the coin. Okay, in which tail appears on the coin. Tail appears on the coin dividing by total number of tosses. Total number of tosses. Okay, number of trials means now tosses here. Number of tosses in which tail appears on the coin dividing by total number of tosses. I'll write up that is equal to, in how many tosses you are getting tail? In 30 tosses you are getting tail, right? So in the numerator place you have to write that that is 30. In 30 tosses we got a tail, so 30 dividing by total number of tosses. Total number of tosses is 50, and here 0 0 cancels, so we left with the 3 by 5. So like this you have to calculate a probability of an event. So this formula you have to use, that is number of trials in which event E has happened dividing by total number of trials. This formula you have to use when you done more than one trial. If you done more than one trial, then probability of an event you have to calculate using this formula. Suppose you done only one trial, then this formula changes like this: probability of an event is equal to number of outcomes. Okay, number of outcomes trials place, you have to replace by outcomes, number of outcomes in which event E has happened, dividing by total number of outcomes or total possible outcomes. Total possible outcomes. Okay, suppose you toss a coin only once, then what is the probability of getting head and probability of getting tail? We calculate that by using this formula. Okay, so when you have to use this formula, if you done experiment only once, then you have only one trial, right? So then you have to use this formula, probability of an event equal to number of outcomes in which event E has happened, dividing by total possible outcomes, means total outcomes. Okay, so now we take tossing a coin. While tossing a coin once, then what outcomes you may get? Either you may get a head or you may get a tail, right? While tossing a coin, you will get only two possible outcomes. So total possible outcomes is 2, that is in a denominator place. And suppose we take event E, that is getting head. So then how to calculate a probability of this event? So then P of E, that is equal to P of getting head. Probability of getting head, that is equal to number of outcomes in which E has happened. E has happened means head on the coin. Head on the coin, dividing by total possible outcomes. So this formula becomes like this. This formula changes like this for this experiment. Number of outcomes in which head on the coin, dividing by total possible outcomes. So you have only 2 outcomes. In that, if you get this outcome, then we say that this event E has happened. Okay, so number of outcomes in which head on the coin, that is only one outcome you have, right? Only one outcome, that is head, that is equal to number of outcomes. Number of outcomes means there is only one outcome in which this event has happened, dividing by total outcomes. Total how many outcomes you have in this experiment, that you have to write in a denominator place. Okay, so 1 by 2. And same type if they ask a probability of getting tail, so then you have to take event E as a probability, event E as a getting a tail. So then what is the probability of E? Probability of getting a tail. Same type, probability of getting tail, that is equal to number of outcomes in which event E has happened. What is event E now? Getting tail. Okay, number of outcomes in which tail on the coin, dividing by total possible outcomes. Now also you have only one outcome in that event E has happened, that is a tail. Okay, if you get this outcome, then we say that this event E has happened. Okay, so there is only one outcome where that event has happened, that is a tail. So number of outcomes in which tail on the coin, that is 1 upon 2, that is total possible outcomes. You have only 2 outcomes. Okay, I will take one more example, that is rolling a die. This is another example under this formula. While rolling a die, die means you know, like this you are using to play Ludo, no? In that you have dots, 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, like this. So in other 3 faces, 4, 5, 6, like that. Okay, so if you roll a die, then you may get a number 1 on the top face of a die, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Okay, what are these? These are possible outcomes. While rolling a die, you may get a number 1 on the top face, or 2 on the top face, or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 on the top face of a die. So these are all the possible outcomes of while rolling a die. Suppose you are given event E like this, getting a number 4, getting 4 on the die. So then how you calculate a probability of this event? So then P of E is equal to how the formula changes. This formula, number of outcomes in which event E has happened, means getting 4 on the die, in which 4 appears on the die, dividing by total possible outcomes. So that is equal to number of outcomes in which 4 appears on the die. In how many outcomes you have number 4? In only one face, right? In only one outcome you have number 4. If you get this outcome, then we say that this event E has happened. So what is the number of outcomes in which 4 appears on the die? You have only one outcome where you have 4, right? So number of outcomes in which 4 on the die, for that is what number is 1, dividing by total possible outcomes. How many outcomes you have total? That 1 upon 6. Okay. Similarly, if you are if you asked any number getting 1 on the die, then answer is same 1 by 6. If you are asked find the probability of getting 2, then also answer is same, because there is only one outcome where you have 2, number 2. Okay. And suppose you are asked what is the probability of getting number 3 on the die, then also answer is 1 by 6 only. Okay. If you are asked to find the probability of any number on the die, then answer is 1 by 6. Suppose we take event E for the same experiment like this. I'll take now event I'll take a event F, that is getting an even number on the die. So then how to calculate probability of this event? So then P of F is equal to how this formula changes, number of outcomes in which even number on the die, dividing by total possible outcomes. Okay. In how many outcomes you have a even number, that you have to count. Okay. Number of outcomes in which even number is there, that you have to see. In how many outcomes? Here in this outcome you have even number, in this outcome you have even number, and in this outcome you have even number. So how many outcomes you have even number? 3, right? 1, 2, 3. In 3 outcomes you have a even number on the die. So number of outcomes in which event F has happened, that is 3, because in 3 outcomes you have even number, dividing by total possible outcomes, that is 6. Total how many outcomes there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. There are 6 outcomes there. In that 3 outcomes you have even number. Okay. If while rolling a die, if you get a number 4 on the die, then we say that event F has happened. If you get a 6 also, then we say that event F has happened. If you get a 2 on the die, then also we see that event F has happened. So in these 3 outcomes you have a what? Even number. You have event F. So number of outcomes in which event F has happened is 3, dividing by total possible outcomes, that is 6, and 3 ones 3 2 times. So answer is what? Answer is 1 by 2. Same type, if you are asked getting odd number on the die, then also answer is 1 by 2. I mean that is the simplification of 3 by 6. You have 3 outcomes where you have odd numbers 1, 3 and 5. If you get a number 1 on the die or 3 on the die or 5 on the die, then we say that event F has happened, that is getting odd number on the die. So then also you have to calculate in the same type. Okay, thank you. Next you have problems on probability formula. First one is in a cricket match, a batswoman hits a boundary 6 times out of 30 balls she plays. Find the probability that she did not hit a boundary. Okay, now you are asked to find the probability that she did not hit a boundary. You have to find P of this event. Okay, so what is event E? E is a batswoman did not hit a boundary. Did not hit a boundary. This is the event. Okay, you have to find the probability of that. Okay, to find that we have to use that probability of an event formula. So what is the formula? Probability of event E is equal to number of trials, right? But here what is the trial? Ball. Okay, how many balls are there? Total she faced 30 balls. Okay, so number of balls in which this event E has happened, that is she did not hit a boundary. Number of balls in which I'll use she. Okay, she did not hit a boundary. Did not hit a boundary, dividing by total number of trials. Now total number of trials means what? Total number of balls she faced. Okay, so number of balls in which she did not hit a boundary, that you have to write in a numerator place, dividing by total number of balls. Whether you are given a number of balls in which she is not hitting a boundary, you are not given, right? But you are given in how many balls she hits a boundary. In 6 balls she is hitting a boundary. Okay, so in 6 balls she is hitting a boundary out of 30 balls, means in the remaining balls means 30 minus 6. 30 minus 6 how much? 24 balls she is not hitting a boundary. Only in 6 balls she is hitting a boundary. So what is the number of balls in which she did not hit a boundary? That is equal to 24 dividing by total number of balls. Total number of balls is 30. Okay, so this is the probability of this event, that is the probability that she did not hit a boundary. For that answer is 24 by 30. And simplified form of this is we can cancel both the numbers by 6 4 times and 6 5 times. So answer, simplified answer is actually 4 by 5. Okay, so if you want I'll write the total number of balls. You can write this inside. Total number of balls is equal to 30. Okay, and number of balls in which she hits a boundary. She means a batswoman hits a boundary, that we are given in the question, that is 6. So using that we are finding the number of balls in which she is not hitting a boundary, means in the remaining means 30 minus 6, that is 24. Therefore number of balls in which she did not hit a boundary, that is equal to 24, right? 30 minus 6, only in a 6 balls she is hitting a boundary, means in the remaining total balls are 30, in the remaining means 30 minus 6, that is 24. In the 24 balls she is not hitting a boundary. So number of balls in which she did not hit a boundary, that is 24 in numerator, and dividing by total number of balls she faced, that is 30, and simplification that gives you 4 by 5. So probability that she did not hit a boundary is 4 by 5. Okay, thank you. Next, second problem is 1500 families with 2 children were selected randomly and the following data were recorded, and that is given in the form of table like this. Number of girls in a family 210, and number of families 475, 814 and 211. Okay, that means in a 475 families there are 2 girls, and in 814 families there is only 1 girl, and in 211 families you have only boys. Okay, only boys means the number of girls is 0. Okay, and you have to compute the probability of a family chosen at random having 2 girls, and second 1 girl, and third one is no girl. Okay, you have to find the probability of a family having 2 girls, and second one probability of a family having 1 girl, and third one probability of a family having a no girl. No girl means both are boys. If both are boys, then number of girls in a family is 0, and there were 211 families like that. Okay, and now first one, answer for the first one. Now to find the probability of a family having 2 girls. Okay, so P of 2 girls. P of 2 girls is equal to what? According to that probability formula, number of trials. Number of trials means now here number of families. Okay, number of families having a what? Having a this event, that is having a 2 girls, having 2 girls, dividing by total number of families. Total number of trials is now total number of families. Okay, actually there are 1500 families were surveyed, and the data are recorded like this. Okay, families having 2 children were surveyed, and number of girls in that 2 1 0 like that taken, and 475 families are having 2 girls, and 814 families having 1 girl, and 211 families having no girl. No girl means 0 girl, I mean both are boys there. Okay, so now for this probability of a family having 2 girls, for that formula becomes like this: number of families having 2 girls dividing by total number of families. You have in actual formula like this: number of trials in which event E has happened. Now number of trials place families, and event E is having 2 girls. Okay, number of families having 2 girls dividing by total number of trials, total number of families now. Okay, that is equal to, now see the table and write numerator and denominator. In how many families you have 2 girls? In 475 families. Okay, number of families 475 having 2 girls. Okay, that is 475 dividing by total number of families you are given here in the beginning, that is 1500. Okay, so dividing by 1500. If you are not given, just you take the total of these families. Okay, that you will get 1500, and both the numbers you can cancel by 5. So I will cancel by 5. 9 times 45, 2 left, 5 times, then 5 3 times, 0 times, 0 times. Again you can cancel by 5 once, and 4 left, 5 9 times, and 5 6 times, 0 times. So answer, simplified answer is 19 by 60. Okay, what is this? This is the probability of a family having two girls, and same type next probability of a family having one girl. Okay, now answer for the second, I'll write here only probability of a family having one girl. Okay, P of one girl. Now, so how the formula becomes number of families having a one girl. Okay, number of family having one girl dividing by total number of families. This denominator will be as it is for all that 3. Okay, so here now numerator becomes what? You have to see the table and identify what is the number of families having one girl. Here you have, there are 814 families having only one girl, means another one will be boy. Okay, so 8 of 14 in numerator place dividing by total number of families, that is 1500, and both are even numbers. You can cancel by 2, 2 4 times 8, 0 times we cannot cancel 1, so put a 0, and 14 7 times, and 2 7 times 14, 1 left, 2 5 times 0 times, and next we can't cancel by any same number. So answer is 407 dividing by 750. So this is the probability of a family having a one girl. Next same type, last one, probability of a family having no girl. So now answer for the third one. Answer for the third one is probability of family having no girl. P of no girl means probability of a family having no girl, that is equal to number of families having a no girl or having a zero girl. Okay, no girl means a zero girl. Zero girl dividing by total number of families, that is equal to, in how many families you have a no girl? In 211 families. Okay, so in numerator place what you have to write? 211 dividing by total number of families, that is 1500, and both numbers we can't cancel by the same number. So this is the simplified answer. Okay, thank you.